Hello and many thanks for joining me on this edition of The Verdict. This is where you and I talk about the situation in the country. And of course, at the front burner, we're still looking at the political space because this is can be likened to the transfer window at the UEFA level or at the Premiership level in football. The transfer window is still very much open. In Nigeria's political space, some ported to the People's Democratic Party, the Saraki and co, while the All Progressives Congress also worked very hard. They're shopping very seriously, and it looks like they're getting some big players from the People's Democratic Party. Now, no less a player than the minority leader of the Senate, former governor of Akpabio'S State, Godswill Akpabio, has decided to go to the All Progressives Congress. You can say that Nigeria's political space is very interesting. Well, the game is still being played. Like I said to some friends, let's watch the game very carefully. At the end of the day, what we want is good governance for Nigeria. Saraki and the gang moved from the APC to PDP, while Akpabio and co will be moving from the People's Democratic Party to the APC. Very interesting, you must say. And, well, I find it very interesting. But, you know, the unique thing about it is that how do all of these portings here and there affect governance? Now, don't forget that President of the Senate has called for recess, and that the Senate won't be, the National Assembly won't be reconvening until September 22nd or thereabouts. And the presidency, particularly the APC, is mounting pressure on President of the Senate, that's Bukola Saraki, to reconvene, because we need for you to reconvene. We need to come back to the Senate. Why? Because some of the senators have said we must impeach Bukola Saraki, because you cannot go to another political party and still retain the seat as president of the Senate. But you know, the Constitution is very clear, and the articles of the Senate are very clear on this matter. The chairman of APC, talking about Adams Oshiomhole, initially called for the resignation of the Senate president. And of course, you know, it was attacked from left, right, and center by people loyal to Saraki, and he pushed back a bit. Said, "Hey, the issue is solely for the senators when they reconvene. That they are not going to intervene in who becomes the president of the Senate." But it looks as if the APC is working on the ground. Will Saraki survive the tsunami that may likely come by the time the Senate is reconvened? I've heard from some quarters that Saraki is a very intelligent politician. That is a very smart one. Well, how smart this man is yet, will be known by the time they reconvene in September. And it looks like the body language of the president is getting a lot more political. This is a man, when he came, he said, "I am for nobody, I am for everybody." To what extent will Buhari be for nobody and be for everybody when his main men, his henchmen, are busy shopping all around to get more people from the PDP? Well, I don't know whether to unleash some form of political mayhem in the National Assembly by the time they reconvene or not. But we're yet to see all of this. And don't also forget, pictures, they say, tell a lot of stories. Well, what do you make of these pictures? The visit by former governor of Akwa Ibom, Godswill Akpabio, to the national leader of APC. Well, I'm sure a whole lot would have happened in the house, in the bodiler home of the APC leader. Almost 24 hours later, here comes another photo. Godswill Akpabio is really very serious. And anyway, we've been told that on Wednesday it will be received by the Vice President Yemi Osinbajo. You can also see them in another photo here. It will be received by Professor Yemi Osinbajo, the Vice President, at at a stadium in Akpabio. And I just read a release where the man actually said, we will know who the real owners of Akpabio is by the time we come to Akpabio on Wednesday. Well, I'm not going to be there, but I'll be watching with my camera lens. And I know that I'll get all the details from my correspondents out there. But the interesting thing is this. Who is going to be at the receiving end at the end of the day? Will it be the people at the politicians at the APC or the People's Democratic Party? Because everybody seems to be potting here and there. Now we're watching. We are the players, we are the spectators, and don't forget that we are the ones that will thumbprint at the end of the day. We are the ones that will vote for either the People's Democratic Party or the All Progressives Congress. But the most important thing is in whose interest are these potting left, right, and center? Well, they will say that it is in the interest of Nigerian people. But for me, I want to narrow it down to the politicians. I still believe very strongly that most of these potting left, right, and center, they call it defection anyway, most of these defection here and there are for self-interest. Now, you want to wonder why a Senate president will leave his own political party, go to another political party. And in the same vein, a minority leader, not minority in the real sense of minority. I mean, there's a whole lot of PDP senators in the Senate. A whole lot of them are the House of Representatives. You are the leader of that minority political party, and you're coming over to the All Progressives Congress. You want to wonder what kind of calculation, what kind of arrangements are going on as we're gravitating towards 2019. Well, it is left for people to determine, but I know for certain that the people of Nigeria should be the best for it at the end of the day. Whoever you choose to retain as your president, or you vote in as your president, should be all about good governance. That's the most important thing. But for me, the question I will continue to ask is, on this edition of the program, is will Saraki survive the seemingly tsunami move of the APC by the time they house the National Assembly eventually reconvene? Don't forget all the scheming, all the maneuverings that have been going on. I hear some people say Saraki is a very intelligent, a very smart politician. Let us wait and see how smart, how intelligent, the level of intellectual impetus that it will put in place for to be able to withstand the APC by the time the National Assembly reconvene in September, or if they are forced to reconvene before September. Well, let me hear your views about this. Will the Senate president be able to withstand and survive this tsunami, or will Akpabio and co be the losers in the end? The political game is going on, and the transfer window seems to still be open till whenever it closes. So this is the verdict on this edition today on AN24. Remember, if you have not subscribed to this channel, quickly just go and subscribe right now so that you do not miss anything that we give out to you on this channel. We're going to be starting our daily newscast, and we promise you you're not going to miss anything, because this is where you should be. AN24 is where you should be every time of the day. I'll see you when we'll be talking about some other issues only on this channel, AN24.